All right. Good Friday morning. Today is Friday, November 5th, 2021, and this is your safety meeting. My name is Dennis Davis. I work in the safety department. Our safety department is located here in our Z building, right here on the main campus. We're on the ground level in between where your fleet managers may be, right in the center of the room, right by the pillars. So if you guys ever have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to stop by. You can see myself or one of the other safety associates. And we're not going to promise you that we're going to have the answers to all your questions, but we definitely can get you to the right person that may be able to answer what you have. We do this safety meeting every Friday morning. We're going to try to make sure we are as transparent as we possibly can be. If you have questions, same as I said before, come on, stand up, get to the microphone. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to give you free breakfast this morning, so if you haven't eaten yet, please feel free to jump in line and place an order. Let's give our folks a round of applause over there for giving us a good hand this morning. As you guys have probably been reading all over the news, there's a labor shortage all in every industry all over the world, and we're not immune to that. So these folks over there are probably working extra hours, probably working extra hard. So we definitely appreciate that, and that's at every location: Pittston, Springfield, and Salt Lake City. So we just want to make sure we take a second out to recognize those folks. So the other thing about these meetings is that we're live on Facebook and we're live on YouTube. So I just want to give a shout out to our folks that are either tuning in right now live or are going to take a few minutes, maybe later on in the week, to check out what we have to say. So let's find out what we got going on out east. We had Rick Iver with us this morning.
Good morning.
All right, we got a lively crowd out east. It's 9 a.m. Out east. What you got going on this morning?
Hey, we didn't have to go downtown and recruit anybody for that either.
Oh, wow. Okay. Shots fired. All right. Well, tell us what's new and interesting out in Pittston, Pennsylvania.
Hey, we good week this week. We had a lot of PSDs, TNTs through class this week, and it was a good week in orientation. Across the street, they're taking care of that parking lot over there. They're putting curbs in, putting macadam down. We've actually have some cars parked over there already. So yeah, we're moving along down here. Pad's going along strong. We're doing well.
Well, good deal. We always promise my buddy Mitch over here that we won't talk about weather at nauseum, but we haven't gotten to the harsh winter weather season quite yet. It's probably the temperatures are dipping down low, so you guys stay warm and get prepared. We'll probably talk a little bit about winter weather driving as the meeting progresses. So, hey, Rick, appreciate everything you do. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the microphone.
Have a great day. Thank you.
All right, let's go out west. We got Troy out in Salt Lake City.
Look at the crowd, baby. Look at the crowd.
Oh, I see what's going on here. All right. Much respect. I get it. For the last couple of weeks, I've been telling Troy that, his crowd out there in Salt Lake City is, artificial noise. Of course, they're a lot earlier in the morning than we are here, in Springfield and even in Pittston. But apparently he's got the real deal. He's hired some stand-ins to come in and be a part of his meeting. So tell us what you got. You and all your friends, what you got going on out west?
First of all, we thought you were doing it like the NFL did during COVID.
We've got a bunch of good-looking drivers here, good-looking students here. Not the back of my head, but good-looking drivers, good-looking students here. And we just, normally they're sitting down, paying attention, eating good breakfast. Today they wanted to show how pretty they were and stand out in front of you. So.
Well, that's great, and it's awesome to see all those faces. It's awesome to see those neon vests, and lets us know that we've got some new folks in the house. So tell us what's new and interesting. You guys have already had some inclement weather out in Salt Lake City, right?
We got hit a week or so ago with some snow, and then we got some snow in the higher elevations right now, but it's coming, man. It's coming soon. It'll be here. This week's going to be in the 60s, and then next week's our highs are going to be in the 40s. So, that's the thing about this time of year. It can change in a second. So.
It can, and in fact, your terminal manager, Brian Singleton, has shut the terminal down for outgoing trucks a couple times due to high winds. Is that correct?
Yeah, we did that last week, and it's just for the safety of our drivers. We don't want, our trucks being the one that are blown over on the highway. So we're gonna do everything we can to keep you safe.
Just a quick question there. About how long did that shutdown last?
It was what, 8-10 hours?
Okay.
It was 24 hours. Yeah, but 24 hours we did overnight. So.
All right. Well, good deal. Good deal. That kind of goes into aligns with what we coach in the safety department. That, man, if we just wait a day, whatever the weather situation is typically going to pass, and we'll be good to go. We only carry risk when we get out there and operate in inclement weather, including high winds. We don't carry any reward. There's no trophy at the end. There's no extra money if you get it there. That's just risk out there on the road. So, hey, keep doing what you do. Hey, man, I appreciate you getting those folks out there. I promise I won't give you a hard time anymore about having that artificial noise pumped in. So, great job.
Hey, one more thing, Dennis, on that note. When it comes to this weather and having to do that shutdown like that, when it comes to our communication with our customers, you got to realize that Prime has a very good relationship with our customers. And the first thing is, when something like that happens, we're going to get in contact with the customers and let them know there's a delay. Here's why. And our customers respect that from us because they know that we're doing that to not only keep our drivers safe, but when we keep our drivers safe, we're keeping their freight safe. So they always appreciate that. We give them the heads up ahead of time because the best thing anytime you're going to shut down is communicate. Make sure everybody's on the same page and knows why we do it.
Dynamite drop in. So anybody in Salt Lake City have any questions, comments, concerns, don't hesitate to jump on the mic. We'll look forward to hearing from you guys. Now we're back here to Springfield, Missouri. What do you guys got for me this morning? Hopefully by far we've got the biggest crowd here, the live crowd in front of us. You guys are lively, ready to go. So with me this morning, we've already heard from him a little bit, is my fellow safety supervisor, Mr. Bill Sprague, former law enforcement, I'm sorry, you ain't supposed to tell nobody. But
somebody gonna flatten my tires.
Bill's got a unique history here at Prime. He's worked in a couple different departments, and now he's here working with us, doing a very good job leading our safety department. So,
well, thank you. I don't get to do this very often, so I want to, first of all, if you're a PhD student and you're new to Prime, stand up and be recognized, please, for joining the family. Let's give them a round of applause. We hope that you've done your research and you know that you're coming to a wonderful company. Okay, we're not perfect, but we're going to strive every day to whatever we're not perfect at to get there. And the only way we can do it is with you. You guys have built this company. People coming to us just like you are right now many years ago is what has continued to build this complex. This wasn't built on smoke and mirrors, as Robert likes to say. This was built because of drivers dedicated to the industry just like you are. And we appreciate that you've joined this team because we hope you feel like family because you are. We'll get to know you. You'll get to know us. Well, we hope you don't get to know a lot of people in the safety department, but get to know other drivers, okay? We are family, so appreciate you joining us. And I just wanted to say, Troy, we would have got them all on stage, but there's too many.
I didn't say that, Troy. I just want you to know that was not me. That was Bill. So, I just want to echo Bill's sentiments there. I see all these neon vests. I see all these new folks at the various locations. And I too want to welcome you. This is not an easy industry to get in, but this is a phenomenal time to get in the industry from an opportunity standpoint. We have Jason Seymour up here talking every couple of weeks about how you from, November 5, 2021 to November 5, 2022 have six-figure earning potential just right now as you sit here. 1 year from now, you can have, $100,000 in your bank account just if you follow the career path and do it the right way, of course. Of course, it's not easy. There potentially could be obstacles, but if you're doing it the right way, you have chosen an excellent company and an excellent industry to get in. So we're pretty excited. As you can tell, we're excited about this company. We're excited to be here. And of course, we're excited to be here on this Friday morning. We got a great meeting for you today. We got a lot of the leadership out today. So, when guys are out, we're going to give away a bunch of stuff. I think we're going to give away a ton of money today. Is that right, Bill?
I guess you are.
Yeah, right. And we're
News to me.
we're going to talk about a couple of different safety issues. We're going to talk a little bit about general safety. We're going to have Brandon Mallard from our HR department, where I thought I saw him earlier. He's going to come up and talk about open enrollment. I think we're getting down to the nitty gritty about, what you need to do. And this year is an active enrollment season. So if you're a knucklehead like me and you just let it ride from year to year, this year is not the year to do that. And Brandon will explain that. We've got a driver that's going to come up and talk about his experience with CPAP. We've got our driver health and fitness expert that's going to come. And then, like I said, we hopefully can give out a little bit of money this morning. So, man, let's get started. Let's talk a little bit about safety. Anything you want to chime in with?
Let's talk about some inspections. If you're new to this industry, there's something that you're going to happen from time to time, and that's an inspection. Now, last week we had 121 total inspections for the company, and 84 of those were clean, for a total of 69% clean. Give yourselves a round of applause. And the reason I say that is the industry standard right now, according to DOT, is about 40% clean. So you have chosen a company that goes above and beyond. Okay, we have good equipment, right? But we have good drivers that keep that equipment in good shape. Always make sure your equipment's clean. We literally had the highway patrol up here telling us yesterday, if your equipment looks dirty and uncared for, you're going to be the ones they focus on to pull in for an inspection, because if your truck's not taken care of, they're guessing other stuff's not either. So if you pull into an inspection station, don't pull in with a bunch of stuff loaded up on your dash. For one, it's a hazard. But for two, when they see that, they're going to focus on you and they're going to try to find something wrong with your equipment. So make sure that you keep everything in clean working order. We give you the best equipment there is out there, okay? So make sure that you take care of it and be presentable, because they're going to see that and they're going to make sure they wave you through. Last year we paid out, or last week, $9,300 in clean inspections. So how does a clean inspection work? If you go through one of these inspections and there are no violations noted, as a lease operator or an owner operator, you're going to get $100. Your time is valuable. So if you're going to spend the time and effort to make sure you get that clean inspection, we're going to make sure you're paid for it. If you're a company driver, you get $25. But always make sure you get those inspections to us. When you get that inspection, we, as the carrier that you operate for, we only have 15 days to get that inspection violation reviewed, signed off by a member of the safety department, and mailed back to that state. So when you get one of those, scan it in on the app. Make sure you get it to us right away on the same load that you're on. We'll take care of all the documentation and getting it sent back to the state, but we can't do it unless you get those to us. Always make sure when you scan in either a ticket or an inspection, make sure you call the citations department the following day, verify they got their hands on it. Because as you know, anytime paperwork goes through, if it's illegible or something, they can't read it, make sure that you're calling them, they got their hands on it, to make sure they get you paid for it. Or if it's one that's got to be signed off, to make sure that we have our hands on it so we can get it back to the pending state and get it taken care of for you.
I mean, you're rolling. Keep it going. You want to talk, and I know this isn't on the agenda. You want to talk about getting your medical card submitted to the states?
Medical card. As many people know, there was a lot of different times where they kept pushing it out. Due to COVID, you don't have to get your medical card in. You do now. Make sure that your medical card that is in your pocket, your most current medical card, is the one that is on file with your home state. If I told you the number of times we get a flag on a driver's MVR because their current medical is not on file with their home state, it would alarm you, to the fact that we've seen days 10 to 15 at a time. You got to realize, if your DOT medical is not on file with your state and the one that they have expires, they can downgrade you to a regular license. In other words, you no longer have a CDL until you go back to that state and prove to them you have a current DOT medical. And I'm going to tell you, it's not going to happen when it's convenient for you. You're going to be licensed out of Florida and be sitting in California when you find out they want to see a copy of it. Don't let it happen. Make sure that as soon as you get that new DOT, leave the doctor's office and get it straight to the Department of Motor Vehicles. There's a lot of different ways. I'll get with you in just 1 second. I may answer your question here. A lot of different ways to get it to your home state. Some states will allow you to fax it. Some states will allow you to email it. Some states require you to walk it in. We don't know each one of those states, but you need to call them, find out how, and if you need help, get with us. In the personnel department, the safety department, we'll do anything we can do to help you get it on file. But you got to realize, out of 8,700 drivers, a two-person personnel department isn't going to get that on file for you. It's got to be up to you. But the biggest step in all of it is to call your home state Department of Motor Vehicles after you send it to them and verify they got it. And of all things, it was legible. Have you seen how some of these doctors write? And they need a lot of that information off that to enter into their system to know when it's going to be valid, what doctor did it and everything else. If they can't read that, they're not going to update it. So make sure you call that home state and verify that they have it on file.
Yes, hi. I'm based out of Florida, and I just updated my medical card. One thing
Online.
I found out about is you can go to the DMV website and update all your medical card information directly on there, so you don't even have to worry about fax,
Florida is
email,
the
or anything.
greatest state you could have picked to be like, they are so convenient and they really do.
Yeah.
They take care of their drivers and it's really simple to do it in Florida.
And also for the students that need to update their license, hard copies and stuff like that, the best thing to do is do not go to the DMVs that are within like 20 miles of the major metropolitan area. Go to the ones that are in the outer counties, because you can do a walk-in pretty much at those locations.
Without having to
Go
make
the metro
appointments.
areas,
Yep.
You got to make appointments, and they're backed up over a month.
Yep. So that's good. Go out in more rural areas because they're not going to be as busy and backed up. So that way you can get it done and taken care of. But Florida is one of the great states that will allow you to literally, you can take a picture of it on your phone, save your picture in a file, and then update it and send it to Florida. They make it really fast and simple. And then you can always go back in electronically and check it and it'll tell you when it's been updated. So is that what you wanted?
That was perfect.
Now you, buddy, your turn.
All right. Hey, I did the inspections this week. So, and we have one thing that was just kind of stuck with me a little bit. So I need a volunteer. I like talking to people. I need a new person. Who we got? Any volunteers? New person?
Chief's hat.
You sure you want to do this?
Did you, wait a minute, did you give Aaron Rodgers COVID? Okay.
You got a microphone for him? What's your name? Rodney Rowland. I'm Dennis Davis. It's nice to meet you. So you new here, Prime?
Yes, sir.
All right. What are you coming in as a PSD?
Yes, sir. Been here since Monday.
Been here since Monday. All right. So far, how has the experience been as far as onboarding?
Prime, it's, I've been to the CR England school in the early mid 2000s. Prime is way above the actual trucking part. Not really happy with the Oasis Motel this morning. They kicked half of us out, didn't even tell us till we went to sign out this morning. But as far as the Prime goes, I couldn't ask for a higher class set of people. They leave no stone unturned.
Well, good. So this is, completely unscripted. The Oasis is part of us too. So we'll have to look into that and get that situation taken care of. But
Yes, sir.
So I did the inspections this week, and it came to light that we had 2 different trainees get written up for having a handheld device in their hand while driving down the road. That's illegal, right?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Absolutely. In any vehicle.
Right. And especially dangerous for somebody that's learning the trade, right?
Sure.
All right. So where's your cell phone?
I left it at the table.
Good job. So here, I want you to commit to me one thing, standing in front of all these folks you don't know and the millions of people that'll be watching online. When you go on duty, and when I'm specific in the way I'm saying that, not driving, but just on duty. So this could mean taking instruction from your instructor. This could mean doing a pre-trip inspection. This could mean during, while you're getting inspected by an officer.
Yes, sir.
And of course, that includes, anytime you're behind the wheel driving. Make me a promise.
Yes, sir.
Man, turn this thing off.
Absolutely.
And when I say off, I don't mean silent. I don't mean vibrate. Just turn it off. All right. Because those 2 folks that got written up this week, one was saying, oh, well, I was, I really wasn't using it. It was just doing, and the excuses we come up with.
Sure.
And, I'm pretty sure it was 100% innocent, but I know one way to prevent that. If this is off over there at the table or in a bag or whatever the case may be. Now, I'm sure you got somebody at home that wants to hear from you, that loves you. Before you go on duty, give them a call. Hey, I'm about to go on duty. We'll probably be stopping here in a few minutes. I'll call you. I'll text you. I'll tweet you. I'll Instagram you, whatever TikTok, whatever you want to do at that point, feel free to do it. But while you're on duty, learning this craft, taking instructions and behind the wheel, I need all your focus on driving?
Yes, sir. I
You think you
agree.
can make that commitment to
I
us?
can, I will.
All right, now I'm gonna hold you to that. Now, if I do the inspections here in a couple weeks and I see your name and yours is the easy one to remember, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna replay this tape and we're gonna hold you accountable.
I'm the guy that don't want a phone anyway, so.
All right, good deal. So, looking forward, what's your career goal here at Prime?
Well, I have a 5-year plan.
Okay, I want to hear it.
In the first 3 years, I'll drive for Prime. And at that time, I'll assess my situation. I plan to either buy my own vehicle outright. I don't like the payment plan thing, but, or I'm going to go buy me a 20-acre spread in Montana.
Okay, well, in the interim, you know what we need? This is called planting the seed. Just like somebody's going to train and instruct you here in the next couple of weeks.
Yes, sir.
When you get to that point, we're going to need you to do the same for somebody else.
I'll do my best.
You don't have to commit to it right now, but all I want you to do is just think about it. How's
Yes,
that?
sir.
Is that fair?
Yes, sir.
All right, good deal. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming up and
sir.
being my guinea pig this morning. I think Bill's going to give you a little bit of token of our appreciation.
That fell out of Dennis's pocket. I don't know if it's got any money on it, but I thought I'd give it to you anyway. So he kept saying he was giving away money. So
That's not the check, but hopefully that'll do you some good.
one thing that as Dennis was talking to him about is, let your family know. If you're new to this industry, let them know that you've now chosen an industry where you can't pick up the phone. I mean, I know a lot of times we hear drivers say, well, it was an emergency. I was waiting on a phone call from a family member. Okay, let the entire family know I've chosen trucking as my lifestyle. I can't be on that phone when I'm driving because it will cause me to be distracted, especially if it's an important phone call, because your biggest distraction can be right up here. I don't care if you have hands free and you're talking as legal as could be. It can still be a distraction. So make sure you communicate, just like we communicate with our customers. Communicate with your families and say, if you try to call or text and I don't pick up, that's because I'm driving. I'm not going to put myself and others at risk to be able to answer that call. So as soon as I get stopped on a break, I'll get back in touch with you and we'll get everything settled up. That way I don't do it while I'm driving. So appreciate that.
Hey, it's like
Question? Hold on.
I've noticed I've been here about 3 months now, and you'd be surprised. I see more truckers on the road with the phone in their hand than I do four-wheelers. It's about 70% every truck I go by. They hold it down here and they're not even looking at the wheel.
And that's why, it's got to take all of us. This entire company has got to be one that does better. Because for one, if all those 70% of trucks on the road are on the phone, they're distracted. But if we're not, we can avoid them, right? As long as we're locked in all the time and we're not the other one that's on the phone, because you put two people distracted at the same time, something bad going to happen. If they're distracted and you're not, you can avoid it. So thank you for that.
All right, and we'll close with this. I always tell people, driving a truck is like doing surgery. If you're a doctor, I need you focused on doing whatever you're going to do to me. I don't need you texting or arguing with your wife while you're doing my surgery. You can wait until afterwards to take care of that. So just kind of keep that mindset. We're going to get moving along because we've used almost half the meeting rambling around. Bill, what are you doing? The boss leaves and this is what you do. So, but hey, we're going to have Brandon Mallard next. He's from our HR department. Brandon, I'm a knucklehead, man. I'm probably not going to do what's right. You're probably going to have to call me. We're on the last day. Tell me what I need to do.
Well, luckily, we're not on the last day yet, but it's getting close. So, and Dennis, have you enrolled yet?
No.
All right. So everybody don't beat Dennis. All right. No, open enrollment for company drivers. Luckily, we have 1 week left. It's going to end on November 12th, next Friday. Okay. I got a few product changes. We're getting a $250 or $250,000 term life for you, $50,000 for a spouse, $10,000 for each child. Medical rates are going up a little bit. We got hit pretty hard last year with COVID. We've been able to keep rates in check for 4 years now in a row up until this year. So, our plan usually runs pretty good. But it's based off of claims in the prior year. So the main thing about this year that you need to understand is if you're a company driver and you've not been through open enrollment, it is required even if you want to keep your benefits the same. So, definitely make sure you call the Enrollment Center, get a hold of myself or Trish in the HR department. If you're currently here in Springfield, We do have an enroller, Lee, on site, and she will be here tomorrow for a little bit, from the way I understand it. Yep, okay. And she'll be here next week as well. Independent contractors. As far as your open enrollment, that started on November 1st. For the medical, the federal government has actually opened that enrollment window up this year an extra month. So you have until January 15th if you wanted to take that long to actually enroll in a plan. Dave Brill is here on site, or you can call and enroll over the phone with Enrollment First as well. So just really want to let you guys know that company drivers, it's coming to an end next week. Independent contractors, you're right in the heart of it right now. So does anybody have any questions?
For our company, get with you. Can your spouse handle that?
Absolutely. You know, I know that a lot of individuals feel more comfortable with their spouses handling, signing up for plans, looking at them, those sorts of things. So our benefits are posted online as far as the booklet goes at primingbenefits.com. So if they do want to look at it, they can do so. Call me. I can get you an emailed version. Your spouse is allowed to enroll you over the phone if you want, but we would need to hear your permission. So if you could do a conference call and just say, yeah, my spouse has the right to enroll me in whatever, we just want to make sure you're okay with it, because anything that, you know, he or she signed you up for is going to be coming out of your paycheck. So we just want to make sure you're good with any of that.
So here's an important question.
Yes.
What if somebody doesn't re-enroll by November 12th?
So if it's not re-enrolled, technically not supposed to make, we're not going to cancel your benefits. Okay. You know, that's just not who we are here at Prime. Yeah. But basically this year especially, you know, about every 5 years, you know, a lot of people come in, they go through their initial enrollment, they set it, forget it. Okay. I've seen a lot of situations come up where somebody is signed up, just for an example of short-term disability. Well, when you first start, you're not going to be making what you're going to be making in year 5, right? So if you signed up for $200 in short-term disability when you first started, you know, that might not cover you for what you need 5 years later. So yes, it is an active enrollment, mainly to get you to just look and assess your situation and make sure it still fits your needs. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Thanks for outing me. No, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
If it was going to be something serious,
No, here's the deal. You know, we want you to assess your situation, but we're never going to put you and your family in jeopardy when it comes to your health insurance. Okay. Yep. Thank you. Any other questions?
All right, hey man,
All right, thank you.
I really appreciate you not kicking me off the don't go anywhere yet. Not kicking me off the health insurance. I do have one question. I've been getting a call from like an 877 number. That is that legit, or what's the deal?
Good question. That is legit, because we do run pretty lean here at Prime. We do have an enrollment center. Trish and myself would not have, you know, we would not be able to handle active enrollment for 5,000 associates. So we do have our enrollment center. Anybody that has not been through the enrollment, we do have them helping us actively reach out. So if you do receive a phone call from an 877 number asking you about benefits, their name is PEC, is the name of the company. They are a legit company. They're assisting Trish and I with the enrollments. Okay. Thanks for bringing that up, Dennis.
Hey, thanks. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions?
I got one more thing, Brandon. If my spouse calls and wants to talk to you about my life insurance, hang up. I mean, I appreciate if his spouse wants to call. My spouse calls and wants to change my life insurance. You let me know. Okay, appreciate you. You got my back, I got yours. We're going to talk about, and you know, he said I rambled on earlier. I'm really going to ramble on about this one. This is a pretty important topic to me, and it's real close to my heart because I have it. Who's heard of CPAP? Who's heard of sleep apnea, right? Okay, if you haven't heard about it, for all you new people, you're going to. But first of all, don't get into this that there's a stereotypical, a certain body type is the only one that gets on CPAP. That's not accurate. I thought it was accurate until a doctor told me that I had it. Okay, Don't wait until you end up like me in an ER with health problems to find out that you've got severe sleep apnea. I had no idea I had it. All I knew was I was tired all the time. Well, first of all, you're in an industry right now, you can't be tired all the time. We need you 100% focused. And the only way you can be focused is good rest. And you aren't going to know you got it. I didn't know I had it. I didn't know that I was stopping breathing during the night until they put me on the sleep test. I have something called central apnea. Have you ever heard of central apnea? For you that don't know, there's two kinds. There's central apnea and there's obstructive apnea. Obstructive apnea has to do with closing off the airway. Central apnea is what I have. They say I have Dane Bramage. My mind doesn't tell my body when to breathe. That could be a problem, right? If you're sleeping and you don't realize it. I didn't. To the tune of about 16 to 18 episodes an hour, my mind would not tell me to breathe. So I was one of those that, just like a new truck driver coming into this industry, when you're first put on CPAP, you fight it. I fought it. I denied it, said I don't have it, said there's no way you're going to make me sleep with that thing strapped to my face. First couple nights I was on it, I threw that thing across the room. And this is no exaggeration. I'm not making this up. And I went back to the doctor and I said, you can't expect me to sleep with that on my face. And then he said, how well do you like your life? Because if you have sleep apnea and you don't treat it, one of these days you aren't going to wake up. Now, I'm not going to say that that's going to happen to everybody, but it takes a toll on your internal organs that you don't realize it's taken because they're not getting the oxygen they need to survive. And if you get put on a CPAP machine, I don't want to hear this that, hey, I'm 70%. I use it 70% of the time. I'm compliant. You're not compliant in my eyes because I don't want you here just 70% of the time. I don't want you to enjoy 70% of life. I want you to be here 100%. I want you to be on the machine 100% because that's the only way you get the full effect of what it's doing to your body. You don't want to just give your internal organs the oxygen they need 70% of the time. It's not going to have the effect that you want it to have. Find something that drives you. I've always said that. It was my two little girls. I mean, I may be an old man and darn near half 100, but I have two little bitty girls. Yes, I chose to have kids late in life. And every time I look at them, I realize I can put that machine on tonight and I can sleep with it for 8 straight hours because I want to be here to watch them grow up. So when you get put on a CPAP machine, find something that drives you to want to use it because it's not going to be convenient for you. It's not going to be comfortable. You have to train yourself to get over that. I had to train myself to be okay with having that mask on my face. Because when you first do it, it is hard and you're going to say, I can't do this. But then find something that makes you want to do it because that's what's going to make you and put you over the top. Now that's my story, but a lot of you may have a different story. Kevin, why don't you come up here? I got a driver here today that I want him to share his story with you because he too had sleep apnea. His was obstructive. So as I talked about, I can never cure mine. I can't lose enough weight. I can't get in good enough shape to ever get rid of my central apnea. I can't change the way my brain's wired. It's made it this long. I'm going to have to deal with it the rest of my life. But if you have obstructive apnea, there's a lot of times that you can do something about it. You can change your lifestyle. You can change your eating habits. You can change your fitness, and you can get off the machine. You're not going to be married to it the rest of your life if you make that decision to change. And so I want a driver here to tell his story. Kevin Thompson, how long you been with us, Kevin?
3 years.
3 years.
Yeah.
So tell us your story. I want to hear it.
All right. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Kevin Thompson. I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. You'll see the big Ravens truck out there. That's mine. My home team is Piston. I run Northeast dedicated. I came here last year at 320 pounds. And I ain't know nothing. I really didn't. I didn't know about CPAP or anything like that. But after they assessed me, my body mass was heavy. I went to my doctor. They put me on high blood pressure medicine, high cholesterol medicine, borderline diabetic. It got that bad. It got that bad. Not knowing what's going on. We take it for granted because we sit around, especially as men, we sit around ashamed, not want to go get tested, not want to go get regular checkups. I'm 56 years old. So, Lord willing, I'll have a little more years to go than I got behind me. But nevertheless, it's very important that internally we take care of ourselves. Take, for instance, pre-trip. We talk about pre-trip a lot. Everything begins with pre means something that we're checking out beforehand. Preventive medicine, that's another pre. And what happens is when we get assessed, we go to the root cause of our health. Found out I had bad gums and bad teeth, so they started working on my dental. Then, so that caused me not to eat certain foods. But then I started reading up on it. 49% of truckers have mild apnea, obstructive. 49%. So what I did, I started working out. I started working on me, though. I started pre-tripping me. I went to the grassroots. I went to my blood, found out what's in my blood, what helps my blood, how am I operating, oxygen level, heart rate. These are the focal point before we get behind that wheel. Because if you're sitting next to a person or you're driving down the road and you stop and you look over and that person might be doing this, you don't know I'm a sleepy guy. You don't know what's going on. You got 80,000 pounds, your life, your career, your kids, your family, this family, that family. We cover a lot of people that depend on us, that depend on you as an individual. So when I assess my problem and I start working out throughout the year, blood pressure was starting to get better. Working out throughout the years, concentrating and focusing on me, what's going on inside of me. Not looking over here, not listening to this, but I started reading up on me. How do I check your blood? Check your blood, it's in your blood. Everything that originates is in your blood. So when I started working on my blood level came down, my BP level, and I started doing a little exercising outside the truck, just start randomly focusing. Then I started working on my diet. They always speak about health plan, health and fitness. So I started doing some of those things, regimens like that. So I'm not gonna make a long story short. June of this year, my doctor said, I want you to do something. I want you to go off of blood pressure medicine. So I came off of blood pressure medicine. You know, July, I came off of the cholesterol medicine. So then I said, well, you know, a lot of people look at money. You know, and for years I chased money. But when I got told I had the apnea, I started chasing my life. Because money didn't matter if I'm not here. So as I kept on moving, I kept on working, it was time for me to get a DOT physical. So I came all the way from Pennsylvania and Pittston, all the way over here to do the sleep study, and I was here since Monday. Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, I came in, they assessed me after I took the test. I came down, he set me down, pulled me to the side. He said, sir, I got some good news for you. He said, you can now come off that machine. I had zero apnea events, zero. The minimum is 6, and your rate, I had 3, just ordinary arrhythmias, but no apneas, no loss of breath, 90% oxygen. While you sleep, your body works harder when you sleep. Works harder because it's downloading. It's moving things around inside that you don't pay attention to. I can dream more. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're thinking about. You know what you're dreaming about now. You know what I mean? I'm back out on the basketball court because it stays right here in your gut. So thank you for letting me share. Hope I help someone.
I got something for you. Look at that. Since you're eating healthier, I went and got you Subway. Eat fresh, right? Anybody else touched by that powerful story? If nothing else, that's going to make you want to get off CPAP right there. It can be done. And guess what? You've chosen a very proactive company, just like everything else. He talks about pre-tripping your body. We just happen to have a program for that. Anybody heard of the driver health and fitness? Absolutely. Robert spent millions of dollars to make sure that you guys are taken care of in every step of the way, not just the equipment, but your bodies too. And if you're coming here fit and in shape, great. You've chosen a lifestyle that's going to make that difficult to maintain. True story. So even though you felt like I've taken care of my body over the years, I'm not going to have that happen to me. You've not had a sedentary lifestyle like trucking is. You've not had to pick healthy food options when you're in truck stops and places that make it very difficult. So guess what? Join the program either way. Even if you're fit, join it, because they're going to give you tips that's going to help you maintain that. Maybe you want to be like Kevin and you want to change your lifestyle and do better. Join the program. That's what it's here for. Matt Hancock is the one in charge of that program, and we're going to have him give you some tips and information about it so you too could be like Kevin and be a success story.
Thanks, Bill. That was a powerful story. And props to you, Kevin, because that's not easy to do, man. That's sleep apnea. We're talking about that today. So I'm going to hit on that a little bit. I'm going to tell you about our overall program in driver health and fitness. So, sleep apnea is something that hits me at home too, because I actually got diagnosed with mild sleep apnea and did a test, and I volunteered to do the test. And I did that because my dad actually has sleep apnea, and it can be genetic sometimes. And so I know you're kind of thinking, oh, the health and fitness guy has sleep apnea. It is one of the most underdiagnosed conditions in our country. 80%, up to 80% of cases are underdiagnosed or not diagnosed at all because people aren't getting tested. We have the opportunity to get tested here. So I encourage you, if you have sleep problems, if you have any problems, snoring, keeping up at night, mood problems, irritability, you're sleeping a lot, but you're not feeling rested, you get checked, because it is a fantastic service. And we're looking at modifiable and non-modifiable risk factors when it comes to sleep apnea. So you have drinking alcohol, that could kick up your apnea-hypopnea index levels. You have smoking, you have diet, and you have exercise. So and you have genetics. So some of these, genetics, you can't modify that. You might just have to deal with it, get treated, and learn how to live with it. But like Kevin's story, he started taking steps. He started doing things with diet, with exercise, with movement, with doing the right things to kind of get out of those levels. They say that if you get 10% of your body weight lost, you have a chance to get out or lower your sleep apnea category. So if you're moderate, you could go to mild, severe, you could go to moderate, that kind of thing. So we teach you how to do that in driver health and fitness. Now, for those of you that follow us, you might be kind of thinking, well, they've been kind of quiet over the last year. And yes, we have this last year. We've been really revitalizing our program. So in the future, we're going to build up a new website. We're at the tail end of that right now, to where you'll be able to go in, have an account and a membership in driver health and fitness on our website, and you can access our programs 24/7, 365. One of these being a weight control program, which, like Kevin, a lot of that had to do with kind of that lowering the weight. So you lower the weight, it's going to take some pressure off your airway. It's going to help you breathe a little bit better. It's going to give you more energy, more restful sleep. Blood pressure is going to lower, body mass index, all that thing is going to have a positive effect because of that. And that's what we're going to teach you to do in that weight control program. That's kicking off for all your New Year's resolutioners January 1st. So it's a 15-week program. You're going to be able to go in there. We'll teach you ways to meal prep, make healthy meals, make easy meals, pick the right things, eat the right amount of calories, and exercise. And not only that, we're going to teach you how to keep a positive mindset during all of this through motivational videos from drivers like yourself out on the road who are going to chime in and give us some input from their experience on the road. So we encourage you, once our website kicks off here in a short time, then we're planning to kicking that off sometime in November, early December, as soon as we can. We're at the tail end of it right now, and we want you guys to get in there, create your DHF membership, and start using those programs, start using our resources. We're going to have virtual personal training through that. We're going to have nutrition counseling, and we're going to have that weight control program. We're going to have called DHF 101, which is just kind of a baseline program teaching you how to do healthier things on the road, how to make healthier habits. We have a plethora of resources available to you through that. And then we can also help you one-on-one. So if you don't want to get on there, you're not technologically savvy, come up to my office. I work right above here. Work over in the corner of the driver's lounge. Talk to me. Let's create a plan of action to where we can start taking small steps to really make those big changes down the road like Kevin did. Props, man. All right, that's all I got.
Thanks, Matt.
All right, anybody have any questions for Matt or? All right, good deal. Well, as we're starting to wind down toward the end, I want to make sure we get a couple housekeeping notes. We haven't mentioned the Prime mobile app a lot today, but the Prime mobile app is probably one of the most useful tools and resources that you're going to have here at Prime. And, hopefully everybody's got it downloaded on their phone, but if you're not tech savvy, you got some questions, got some issues, we've got our experts over here to my right. We got Richard and Brianne over here. After the meeting, if you want to bring your phone up or you just have general questions for them technologically related, they can help you out. Also, for our PSD students, our new folks that are here in Springfield, right after the meeting, they're going to take a short break, and then at 9:15, you're going to congregate over here in this open area to my left, and that'll be the next portion of your training. So, all right, let's keep it moving to the next part. So, this is probably the best part. I'm going to ask Jeff Hiley to come up and bring a special guest with us this morning. Maybe even two special guests with us this morning.
Right.
You want to come up too? Okay. She said no,
Wanda,
thank
that's
you.
you, Wanda.
She said no, thank you.
No.
So
Hello, I'm Jeff Hiley.
we're not going to force her. We're not going to force her, but if she wants to come, she can. This is Jeff Hiley. Jeff is an experienced fleet manager in our refrigerator division. You want to introduce our special guest today?
Yes, I'd love to. I've been a fleet manager about 6 years, so I've only been here for the most recent of Mr. Clifford's 4 million miles. Right? As a rookie fleet manager, he was, put on my fleet, and it's been an honor, privilege. I learned a whole lot about the trucking industry from this guy. Most of it good, most of it we should know about, but
Some of it true.
some of it true, yes. His wife, Wanda, came to him, I think, as a PSD in about 2006, 2001. Wanda's had some time at home in between there, but Wanda, as of, I think, yesterday, has earned her 1 million mile award. Right, congratulations, Cliff and Wanda. What are all yours?
I came to Prime in November of 1999. And it's just been the most positive. I've been in the business since 74. That's 47 years in a truck. But Prime was the right choice. Later than I should have done it, but it's just been fantastic. The rewards. We don't have time for me to talk about everything that I have gained by being here at Prime, but I have paid off 3 homes. and looking forward to a comfortable old age when it finally gets here. So she's gun shy, but I'm very proud of my wife. Very proud of her. She had to take a lot of time off because of family issues, but now she's back and we're rolling and everything is great. The future is great. And I'm hoping that everybody here will be at Prime as long as I have.
Right. Hey, Cliff. Hang on to that microphone. You're not done yet. Yeah. This is a little token of appreciation from folks here at Prime.
Thank you very
Now,
much.
I want both of you to tell these folks how easy it was to get that million and that 4 million miles. It was just all country roads, no traffic.
Well,
no
I sat in the
congestion.
passenger seat most of it.
But seriously, this is a huge achievement. It's hard to do.
It's getting to be more of a challenge. The number of vehicles on the road and the more distracted drivers that there are, and the pace of life has increased so dramatically. Everybody's driving like they're on their way to the emergency room. There's our society, our culture teaches people to show less courtesy and less respect than they used to. They're paying less attention, so it requires that we all be double what we used to be in paying attention and defensive driving. That can't be overstated. Safety mostly comes back to courtesy. You got good manners, yield when you don't have to. Avoid creating a problem. And
And hopefully everything will work out and, all the accidents you have will be caused by somebody else.
Now, you never drove in the winter either. You always shut it down and never drove in the winter, never went out there and fought the weather or anything.
Well, I prefer watching it on television.
But seriously, when you see it coming, what do you do?
Winter is always a challenge. Most of you have been out here for at least some winters. And, the simple rule, and what I used to do instructing and did training for 30 some years. And I always say, you're not 100% in control of every move the truck is going to make. Stop, don't move. I mean, it's that simple, if there's any doubt ever that it's going to do something you don't intend or make it to do, that's not the time to be driving. It goes along with winter driving and fatigue and distracted driving are all in the same box. Don't do it. If you're not in charge, park it until you can get in charge. Whether it's your health, whether it's family issues, whether it's the traffic, the weather, whatever it is, if you're not totally in charge of what the truck is doing or going to do, park it.
Thank you for that. These young folks, the new folks here, if they got questions, you'd be glad to visit with them, right?
If I don't know the answer, I'll make up something that sounds believable.
Thank you guys for what you do. Really appreciate it. It's an honor to know you guys as long as I have. Thank you guys.
All right, great job. Congratulations, Cliff and Wanda, and great job, Jeff. Is Sandy Penniman here today? Sandy, are you here? Okay, not a problem. So let's keep it rolling. You got somebody you want to recognize?
I do. Every time during this meeting, we like to recognize our veterans, but Michael Kinman, step up here with me. Now, Mike, I don't just want you doing our veterans today, which is a huge part of this meeting, but I think that's a pretty important week to you, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Why is it important to you?
I'm retiring today.
Give him a round of applause. This gentleman has dedicated 14 years of his life to this great company, and you're looking great for 38 years old, but trucking is really tough.
See, I told you I was going that old.
I done that for her because, she made a comment to me earlier that she don't think she's ready for him to come home, but I'm just saying he deserves it, and we need to give him a round of applause for 14 years to this company.
16. I've been here since 2006. I was off for a year and a half, caught colon cancer, and
beat it.
And beat it.
There you go. Another round of applause.
I'd like to have all the veterans stand up, please, and be recognized. Thank you, Bill.
And thank you for your service as well. And I had one more gift card and I was going to give it to you, but I'm going to give it to your wife because it's Starbucks and she's probably going to need that to put up with him. So yeah, she doesn't drink coffee. Well, you're probably going to get it anyway. Thank you, Mike.
All right, we've had an excellent meeting today, and this is the portion of the meeting that we would normally invite our senior leadership up, Steve Wucky, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, and our founder and CEO, Robert Lowe. But, like I want to do next weekend, they're going to take the day off and go and do some fun things. So we're going to invite maybe the next best thing. We're going to have Rodney Rayner, our Director of Information Technology, to take us home.
So thank you for that introduction. Yes, Rodney Rayner, Director of Technology, been around here a long time, not as long as Robert or Steve. But as Dennis mentioned, normally Steve Wucky would talk a little bit. He's head of sales. He would talk a little bit about what's going on with rates. And rates are going on up right now. We're pushing customers for a holiday surcharge for independent contractors that'll be passed on directly to you based on your percentage. But he would talk a little bit about that. Robert would get up here and he would talk about a few other things. Before I go into that, though, today we've talked a little bit about earnings. I heard the number of $100,000 in a year. That's really following the career path. So you new folks that are in here, you need to really think about that. There is a career path in place. It's really the first point is getting your CDL. After that, being trained. After that, decide whether you want to lease or what, and then the opportunity to train other people. But there is a lot of potential here. There's there is a career path set for you. We've talked a lot about health and fitness, and hopefully you realize that this place is not just about you making money. It's about you thriving, okay? It's about you making a good income, being healthy, and, just really being a benefit to your family and being part of this big family. But really, one of the things Robert would say, besides for the ability to make money, is respect, okay? And that's what we owe you. In this COVID time, drivers have got a little more respect, but it's still not where it needs to be. People don't understand what you guys do and the sacrifice that you make. And so really, that's a lot of our job is to make sure that you know that we appreciate what you do and try to give you the respect that you deserve. So really, that's what I want to follow up with. And again, that's what Robert would say. But new folks, thanks for joining us. You made a good choice. Existing folks, thanks for being here and everything you do. Everybody have a great day. Thank you.